Hello. We are live. Yes, we are live. Good evening, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. For all of those who are new to my page, if you see me turn to, actually, let me position things a little better so that I'm not looking so far over. Hold up. Let me sit this right here. Hold up, move this over. Let me see. All right. Okay. If you see me turn to my left, I am going live on my IG page, my Instagram page, and I'm live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. There we go. There we go. Hello, my supports broker. Hello. How are you? How are you? How are you? So, those of you who are new to my page, I am Jamila, the IEP Coach, and this is the Coaching Corner. We go live every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, as always, if you are watching this on the replay, make sure you put hashtag replay in the comments if you're watching this on the replay. And as always, share this out with as many people as possible. And I'm going to be sharing it out on my pages as well. So let me do that right now. I'm going to share it out. Share it, share it, share it. Let me see. Let me go here. Actually, let me go here so I can share it out from my page. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everyone is coming in. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please share this out, and I'm going to share it out as well. Share to my... All right, I shared it, and I'm also going to share it on my IG. I'm sharing with as many people as possible. Share it out. Share it out, share it out, share it out. All right. There we go. So, hello, 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 hello. Everyone who is just coming in. Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to drop my link right now for anyone who is not currently following me. Make sure you follow me at the IEP Coach LLC. I'm going to have that go across so that way, yes. My handles are all the same on all social media platforms, the IEP Coach LLC. Hello, those of you who are all coming in. So to this evening, this is what we're going to discuss. So I made a reel, and it was focusing on the decision that some parents have to make with their child who has an IEP. So in the reel, I said, I'm basically talking from the point of view from a parent who has a child that has an IEP, and they have to make a decision if they're going to have their child stay at this school, or if they need to transfer to another school. And that dilemma and that I'll say that issue is very, very, very common, because a lot of times you have students who are at a school, and you, the parent, you like the school, but the school doesn't have your child's programming or your child's placement. And you're faced with the decision to keep them there or to transfer them to another school that actually has their programming and their placement. So that is what we are going to discuss tonight. And those of you who are coming in, let me know where you are from in the comments. Let me know. Where are you at in this world? Where are you at in the comments? Hello. Is it Shanta's T Chair? And I apologize if I mispronounced your name, but hello and welcome, welcome, welcome. Put it in the comments. Let me know where you are from, where you are. I am home in Philly right now. I'm home in Philly, and I'm enjoying time home. So let me know where you are at. All right. So You have your child, you have a child who has an IEP, and they are at a school, and you like the school, and the reason you like the school is because you feel safe. You feel your child is safe there. And that's a common reason that parents will keep their child at a particular school that may not have the place or the program, is because they know their child is safe. They know that their child is loved. They know that their child is going to get poured into. Now, on the other hand, it's like, are you doing a disservice by keeping them there because they're not getting the programming and support that they need? And so you can find a school that has the programming and support, but you may not like it. Your child may be the only student of color there. So you have to deal with that too, that experience. So yes, there's a lot. It's a lot that really goes into that. Anybody that's tuning in, has this been your experience at all? Anybody that is tuning in, has this been your experience? Have you dealt with this yourself? Have you dealt with this yourself, or do you know someone who has experienced this? Because this is very, 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 very common. So this has had, not to me, but to, I'm going to say, a few parents. When I was in the classroom, this came up a few times. Whether or not they have to stay at, whether or not they should stay at the school, or if they should go to another school. So as a parent, this is the advice that I will give you. Okay. First and foremost, yes, you want your child to be safe, and you want your child to be in a place that they are going to be loved, they're going to be poured into, they're going to, get what they need. You know what I mean? It's a true community and village, and it feels like a family. You do want that. Everyone should want that for their child when they, whatever school that they send their child to. Okay. However, if your child has needs, one, see if the current school that they are in, if it's possible for them to get the support that that your child requires. See if they can have that support come to the school. For example, like if your child is at a charter school, they may not get all the support that they would get if they were at a traditional public school. They may not have the staff. They may not hire the particular staff, hire the particular staff, or they may not have any, because I know a lot of charter schools, they contract out. So they may not have a provider to come to their school. I know there have been some charter schools where, hey, there's been no speech all year because the speech therapists, they prefer to go to the district, a traditional school district versus coming to a charter school. Okay, you could have that issue. So I would say, first, see if you can get the support for your child at their current school, especially if you really like it, the teachers, and you feel comfortable with your child there. Now, let's say that case is they can't. And I'm going to be 100% honest. I've worked in different settings, charter as well as traditional public and private. A lot of charter schools do not have the support that students with IEPs need. Now, what do you mean by that? So, for the most part, I'll say if your child doesn't have high needs, let's say they're like they don't have a lot of needs, some academic, they're not that far off from being grade level, they may be able to thrive in a charter school because the charter school can give them that level of support. However, if your child requires a lot of, I'll say, because they have ICT, integrated co-teaching, and they have SETS, special education teacher support service. So SETS is like the pull out, the resource. In a traditional public school, they call it resource, where you pull the kid out. They have ICT, which is the co-teaching, and they have SETS. If your child needs anything beyond ICT and SETS, I would not, your child is not going to get the support that they need at a charter school. And then even at a charter school, Charter schools have high turnover, so you have a lot of teachers that leave, may move on to a different position. It may not even be ICT. It may not even be the general ed and special education teacher all day. It could be one teacher there because they don't have enough staff at the school. So it's possible your child does not have two teachers when they should. Whereas in a traditional public school, you'll have majority of the time they tend to have a long-term sub that comes in, or a sub comes in, or they have teachers rotate on their preps to make sure they fill in that I don't want to say vacancy. It could be a vacancy until a permanent teacher comes. So that's something you really, really have to think about. If your child has a lot of needs, charter schools really cannot provide the level of service that you need. A lot of public schools, yes, they have this, they have the services, they have the support. However, you may not feel comfortable. It could be your neighborhood public school, and you're like, no, I know my child's not gonna be safe here. I know the teachers are overwhelmed. Their caseloads are too big. They can't really provide. Yes, they have the support, but they're overwhelmed because they have too much to do. They have too many kids on their caseload. And that's something else that you need to think about. So if your child is at a school, yes, check to see if the school is able to provide that level of service that they need, whether, okay, they need speech or OT, or let's say it's a paraprofessional or an aide, or see if the school can provide that for you, especially if it's a school that you like. Now, if your child, if their level of support is beyond what the school can offer, when you do at your next you can schedule this IEP meeting at any time, so that way the team can review the current programming in the IEP to see if it needs to be changed. And remember, nothing can be changed without you, parents. You can review the information to see, okay, this school cannot provide my child with the level of support that they need. What school nearby is able to provide that for me? Hello, holistic fluency. It's a possibility that you may need to change schools because your child needs they need that support. They need that programming in order to thrive in their education. They need it. They need the support. They need it. And so I'll say in one particular incident, in one particular situation, the student that at my particular school had a reevaluation, and she had a whole new psychoeducational done, which is testing. So she had updated testing to get levels to see where she was. And after we reviewed the results, we had to tell mom. I was completely honest with mom. I said, I know you love our school, but we cannot provide her with the level of support that she requires. And the psychologist that evaluated her agreed. And she needed a more restrictive environment. So, and rather than being in a co-teaching setting where she has two teachers, but it's like 30 students, she required a smaller setting, like a setting of 15, a setting of 12, with one teacher and an instructional assistant in the classroom. We provided the district provided a school that had space, that had availability. And I highly recommend it. I said, Mom, go and visit the school. See what it looks like. See what that placement looks like. Go during the day and see what it's like at that school. Get a feel. What is the culture like at that school? Because this will help you make a decision if you're like, you know what? No, this is probably not the best. We need to find another school. Or you know what? I think this will be best. And your child can get transferred. And I understand as a parent, this has to be a very hard decision because you love the school that your child currently is at, because you've been there, you like it, you like the culture, you like the teachers, you like the principal, and your child is safe. But you're like, do I give that up to send them to a school where I'm not 100% confident about it, but the school has the support my child needs? The school has the services that my child needs. And it's like, you got to make the decision. Do I keep them here, the place I like, or do I send them to the school that has the programming and the services that they need to help them thrive in their education? And I know it's like, you may say that sucks, because as the parent, you want to make sure you're making the best decision for your child, based off of you taking in consideration their well-being, you're taking in consideration their mental health, you're taking in consideration their education. What do you do? And you can talk to your child's current teachers, to see what do they think. But parents, what I'm going to say, when you have to make that decision to switch schools, I highly recommend that you go and visit those schools. Don't tell them that don't let a school tell you that you can't come. Yes, you can. You can come visit. You can come visit the school. And with COVID, I'll even go up to the school, not even call the school, go up to the school yourself. Call the school just to, see what the protocols are. Or even, hey, if it's near you, go to the school directly. Say, listen, my child may need to transfer to this school. Go over this situation, talk to the principal and see, like, listen, I need to see what this particular placement is like. And you will know what that placement is when you have the meeting for your child. They'll tell you what the placement is, so that way you can see what that classroom looks like. You can get a feel of the culture of the school, because reading about it on paper is not going to let you know what the culture is like. It's not going to let you know what the kids are like. It's not going to let you know what the classroom is like, or that teacher or teachers that your child will have. Just the information on paper won't give you all that information. It will not. Okay. So, and I'm gonna also share this. I was reading a particular article, and it was discussing what was it discussing? Oh, it was discussing student the gap, the reading level, the gaps between students of color and students that live in urban areas versus others. And why is it that gap? And this mom, she was sharing that her son had dyslexia, and she, was doing research, and she found a program that specifically caters to the needs of someone who is dyslexic. It teaches them a different way to read. And it was the Orton Gilliam method reading program, which is very expensive, but it's very effective. And so she went to the principal of the school and asked if they could purchase the program for the school. And I can't remember if the mom worked at the school or if she was volunteering. So, oops, I think I got a comment here. Sorry.
Share.
Oops. My bad. I'm sorry. So I can't remember if the mother worked at the school or if she was volunteering. And she asked the principal if they could order the Orton Gilliam, program. And the principal said no. And she was like, well, why? She said, well, that's thousands of dollars. That's expensive. So she was like, but it'll benefit the kids. She said, well, and when the principal's response was, that costs thousands of dollars to purchase just the program, but then you have to have teachers certified to do the program. So not only do you have to pay for the program itself, then the schools have to also pay for the teachers to get certified to teach that program. And so what the mom wound up doing was, this was in New York, she sued the New York Department of Education. She won her case, and they paid for her child to go to a school that had the Orton Gilliam program. However, the mom was in this dilemma, because she was just like, but then her child would be like the only child of color at that school. And she was like, she's making the decision, do I put my child in that environment where they've never been before, but they have the program that my child needs, they have the program that he needs so that he can read, or do I go a different route? And she made the decision to send her son to the school. She put his education first and got him into the and sent him to the other school that had his programming, that had his services, that had the program that was going to help him read. And from that experience, and from that just that whole ordeal, she and other moms were pushed. They created an organization and to get the Orton Gilliam program in other schools. And this was in the Bronx, if I'm correct, and forgive me, I can even share the article because I still have it. I can share the article with you all. They've been pushing to get the Orton Gilliam program in other schools, and I believe they had like some pilot schools in the Bronx where the teachers have been trained in the program and able to implement the program, because it is a very effective program, but it's extremely expensive. But at the same time, it's like, if we have programs that will help our kids read, to be better readers, to help close this gap, why aren't we doing it? Why don't we have more teachers who can get certified in that program to teach the program? Why don't schools implement the programs that are actually educating the students, helping them to read, like actually closing the gap? And it was a very interesting article, and it just made me think back to the constant band-aids that get put on the problems. Hello, Masika. I apologize if I mispronounce your name. It made me think back to the band-aids that are constantly being put on the problem and not healing the problem, but you keep getting the band-aid. And it's like, if you have chaos, you have the problems, that's how you get the money, the funding for your school. If you're low performing, if there's chaos. But it's like, okay, will I spend most of the money or all the money on this program or other things that the students need and or the teachers need? It was a very, very interesting article, but just the decision that mom had to make. She chose her son's education. And this is a hard conversation I have with some parents, because some parents feel like, well, I'm just going to change my schedule so that way they can get tutoring. My child can get the tutoring that they need. And I'm like, it's more than tutoring that your child needs. It's more than tutoring. It's something that they need consistently every single day, not when you are available. So any parent that is in this situation where you have to make the decision, first, I would consult with with your child's teachers, to get their opinion and just see, and include and talk with the principal of your school to see if, hey, can you get this service in your school? Can we get this service in the school? Can we get this program in the school? And also, if you are if and when they tell you what school has your child's placement and programming, go visit the school. That's going to always be my recommendation to parents. Go and visit the school and see what the program is like. See what the placement is like. See, like, how is it? Is it depending if it's an academic need, or if it's an academic need, when will my child be with non-disabled peers? And I'm not just talking about, oh, during lunch or recess or gym. When will my child be with non-disabled peers? You want to know that information too. If your child has behavior issues and they're being moved to a placement due to their behavior, you don't want them in a classroom with kids that have the same behavior as them, because how is he or she improving? When will they be with non-disabled peers? What support do they have? How often do they have group therapy? Do they have individual therapy as well? Do they have an instructional assistant in the classroom? Is there a paraprofessional in the classroom? What supports are going to be in that classroom to support my kid? If I have to change the place, if I need to change the school because my current school doesn't have the placement and the programming. Okay. I hope this was helpful. That article that I was discussing, I will drop it. I'm going to share it on all of my social media that it's compatible with. I will share it just so you guys can listen to it yourself. I believe it came with an audio as well. It was audio, it was the article, and it was article and an audio piece to it as well. So definitely share this live out. And parents, if you are in this situation, definitely, again, go to the school, whatever school they're recommending to you, go see what it's like. See and ask, excuse me, is that the only school? Is that the only option? Can you give me a list of options? Don't just take the first one. Excuse me, can you give me a list of the options? I want to see, but and schedule to go and see all those schools, because what's written on paper may not be what you physically see in that building. And you want to make sure you do your due diligence to make sure you're putting your child in the best learning environment, because it's their education. We want to make sure that they're getting what they need so that way they can thrive in their education. I hope this was helpful. As always, share it out. I'm dropping my link in the comments so that way you can continue to follow me, continuing to see if you want to work with me, how you can work with me. So that is my link. Oh, and also there will be no live next Tuesday. It's winter break. Let's take a break. It's winter break. So let's take a break. Definitely, if you are catching the replay of this video, of this live, excuse me, put hashtag replay in the comments so I know you are watching the replay. Again, follow me at the IEP Coach on all platforms: LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, the IEP Coach LLC. And I will see you in January. I hope everyone has a blessed and safe new year. All my educators out there, get some rest. Get some well-deserved rest. Parents, get some rest as well. And I will see you all in the new year. Have a great, great evening. And again, remember, there's no coaching corner next week, which is the 29th. Is that the date for next Tuesday? Let me double check, because I don't want to tell you the wrong information. It's the 27th, excuse me. So December 27th, there will be no coaching corner live. Okay. And any questions, you can definitely put them in the comments. You can Facebook message me, DM me, definitely. Okay. And I will respond to you. So again, have a safe evening, and I will see you all in the new year. Have a good night.